Well, West Cumbria's very own marathon man, Gary Mckee, is in the middle of another epic at the moment. This one's called Joggle. It's Jogle, which stands for John O'Groats to Land's End. I'm delighted to say that Gary joins me now for Cumbria Crack. Gary, you're about halfway through this epic, aren't you?
I'm just over halfway through, John. I checked my watch when I finished today, and it tells you it's got a little checkered flag at the bottom, and it says I've got 435 miles left to do. When I
Yeah.
started, it said you are on a journey of 906 miles. So I'm over halfway.
Excellent. And whereabouts in England are you at the moment?
So we came through England a couple of days ago, and I'm actually in Preston. We've come into Preston today, so we're stopping in Preston tonight. Tomorrow we'll head down to Widnes.
Witness. When you set this in motion, Gary, did you? I mean, you obviously mapped it out. What do you do when you stop overnight? Have you got a camper van of sort, or do you stay locally?
So I first done this run 15 years ago, and I went from Land's End to John O'Groats, so I jog. I always wanted to do it again,
Yeah.
but because of the logistics of having to sort out your team and the time it takes and people getting off work and things like that, and then there's the cost. So a company, actually a charity, asked me if I would be interested in doing a few days, and when I looked at the route and I spoke it through with my wife, we decided that I would do it all. So it's all been mapped out.
Yep.
It's over 28 days of running. It's over 30 days, 28 of running, 2 of family days. So it's been supported by a lot of the breweries. It's for the licensed trade charity. The licensed trade charity support people in the hospitality sector. So anybody who's fallen on hard times, anybody who's gone through drug, alcohol abuse, or
Yep.
anybody who just, there's lots and lots of things happening around. So if they contact the licensed trade charity, they will direct them to the help and the support that they need. And last year they supported over 45,000 people. So it's been a lot of pub visits. So the halfway points are usually at pubs, and they'll support you with food and coffee and tea and things like that. And it's been really, really well supported.
And what about overnight? Do you stay at those pubs? Or have you got a sort of camper
So there
van?
is, tonight we're stopping in the Premier Inn in Preston.
Yep.
Last night we were at the Premier Inn at Carnforth, but there's been lots of hotels along the way who have jumped on board and supported with free accommodation and food and drink and things like that. So it's been really, really well organised, well supported. Every day there's girls in the support vehicles, and I'll tell them what my distances are. I've had support runners.
Yep.
So people have came. There was a couple who came and done 8 days with me. There was a husband and wife. So the husband had run on one day and the wife had followed the following day, and they had a dog, and it was lovely. Just
Yeah.
they were alternating, and it was seeing the progress in them too as well. So it was
That's
really, really
magnificent.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you do so many miles a day?
Yeah. So the furthest we've done is 38 miles. Today was just shy of 32. I think it'll average out over the period of about 33, 34 miles a day.
Yeah, that's magnificent. And so when you expect to get down to Land's End?
So we will finish on the 11th of August.
Yep.
So I've got another 13 days of running, 14 days altogether. But up in Scotland, I loved it. I love running up in Scotland. The views are beautiful. The people are really, really nice. You go running over the Forth Road Bridge. I could do it every single day because it's wonderful.
Yeah, terrific.
And just the freedom of being out and looking around. If you want to stop because you see something, people fishing on the rivers and things like that, then we stop. The hotel's always going to be there. It doesn't matter what time I get in. Although the times have been round about the same every day. We get finished around about 4 o'clock. We try to start at 9 in the morning.
Yep.
And it's been really, really nice.
What about the weather? The weather's been good generally across the country. Have you been fortunate in that aspect?
Yeah, I've good in respect that there's a lot of sunshine, but that's not typical of good running weather.
No,
So it's
no,
been a little bit
I was going to say that.
overcast. Yeah, it's been a little bit overcast today, but more welcoming. As soon as we come into Cumbria, it started raining. Of course, it did. But
Well,
as
so
soon as
tell
we
me,
left, it
when
stopped.
you were going through Cumbria, where did you go from where to where into the county?
So yeah, where did I start? I can't even remember where I started in Scotland that day, but we came into Carlisle.
Right.
So my wife and the two of the kids came through, and we had something to eat together, and it was lovely seeing them. Susan had came up with our mini up to Edinburgh, and that was nice. I think it was Peebles we went from, Peebles to Carlisle, it could have been. But it was really, really nice. But you know, you come into your own county, and as soon as the first sign you see, "Welcome to England," and the one right behind it is Cumbria, you
Yes.
know, you're a little bit choked. Well, I was
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
little bit choked because it's my county, you know. I love
Absolutely.
it. I
Yeah.
absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So you do get that little bit of a lump in your throat, and you run through, and then the heavens open, and you think, "Yep, that's it. I am home." And then you come into
Definitely.
Carlisle, and people are popping horns because they recognise you and see you, and that's always nice as well. And lovely seeing my family. And then you run out of the county. We went into Lancashire. Um, was it yesterday or this morning? No, it was this morning actually.
Yeah.
And again, you know, you're over the county line, and then it's just making our way south. Obviously, as you're running south, the sun's always in your face,
Yeah.
and the wind is at your face as well, so it's a bit cooling. But it's nice, it's good. Temperatures are supposed to rise over the next few days, so that just means slow things down and take more fluid on
Yeah.
board.
Yeah.
Make sure your sodium intake's pretty high, and look after yourself.
What about, you know, the money being raised? Is there a running total, as it were, Gary? Or you won't know till you get finished.
No, because there's lots of different people joining me and getting their own sponsorship.
Yeah.
And there's obviously sponsorship coming in from the breweries and things that you don't generally see on a Just Giving page. But there's, you know, people are sponsoring. There's money going on the page. The pages are rising. But more than that, John, there's a lot of people. It's on Strava, and there's over 50,000 people signed up to do their own joggle. You know, so
Yeah.
it's that reach that people didn't know about the charity, and now they do. So it's really, really healthy. It's good. There's more people joining every single day, and that can only be a good thing.
Yeah, magic. Yeah, you did the marathon a day in 2022, but when did you turn your attention to marathon running, Gary?
The very first marathon I ever done was in 2010, I think. It was the Edinburgh Marathon, so 16 years ago.
Right.
And I've never been a runner. I've always been a fundraiser who's used running as a means of raising money for charities and things like that. Um, and and I've enjoyed it. I've seen, you know, I always said to my children that £50 bought a food blender for somebody with throat cancer. And if you think of all the money that we've raised over the years, that's how many people you've basically reached out to,
Yeah.
divided by 50. And over since I've been a fundraiser, when I started after my dad had passed away in 2003, we've raised over £2.5 million, which is
Brilliant.
a hell of
Absolutely
a lot of
brilliant.
money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
brilliant. But in your younger days, I mean, if you weren't an athlete, were you rugby? Did you play for Brow?
Yeah, I played at the Brow since I was about 5, 6 year old, right through senior levels. I've never ever been into a running club. I can run, don't get me wrong. And as you get older, you don't want to go faster. You want to go further. You want
Yeah,
to slow
further and
things
slow.
down and have a look more around at the scenery and stuff, and appreciate what we've got.
Have you had any injuries at all when you've been? I mean, you do all this running, you know, 2022, a marathon a day, etc., etc. Have you ever got any injuries, niggles and pulls
Yeah,
and whatever?
you do pick up niggles. You're bound to, you know, with
Yeah,
just the sheer volume of the mileage that you're covering. When I done a marathon a day for a year, it was 184 miles a week. You know,
yeah,
for a whole year, that's a lot of running. 9,675 miles over the year. So
yeah,
you do pick up little niggles. Um, and it's how you manage it. You change your running style to lessen the impact on your joints and stuff. So I'm more of a heel striker, and I don't have a high leg lift, and it just sort of anything the shoes that you wear now, the impact goes into the shoe as opposed to
yeah,
going through your joints. So there is ways of trying to alleviate injuries and things like that, and it's just managing by stretching and making sure you're warm before you start, and using a little bit of ice if you need to. But I think I've been lucky with regards to injury.
yeah,
I've just
yeah.
carried on, and you know, sometimes you've just got to put one foot in front of the other and carry on.
Right, and you're already preparing for to hand the mantle on, because I think you've got your boy into it. Bo's a runner now with you, isn't he?
Both seen me, and so did Alfie. they've seen me fundraising all their lives, and we've always done something as a family. And when Bo was 10, he ran for 501 days. He always said when he was running that he wanted to do the London Marathon at the first opportunity, which was 2026, which was this year. And that's what we did. So he ran London with me. When I'd done 100 marathons in 100 days this year, Bo ran for 100 days. He didn't run a marathon distance, but he ran some miles.
Yes,
finishing off with London. But the story about Bo was that just before Christmas, or around about Christmas, he was diagnosed with a heart condition.
All right.
Bicuspid aortic valve, which means that he's only got 2 flaps on his on the valve on his aorta, where everybody else has got 3. One's fused together, so his heart pressure was going up, and it would only drop when he slowed things down. So rather than say he couldn't do London, he said, we'll do it the way we need to do it. We'll just get round. And, you know, I think a lot of people would have said, I can't do this. But he didn't. He just said, I'm not letting people down. I've told them I'm doing it. We've got sponsorship money coming in. And we just slowed down and got him round. And he really, really enjoyed it. And when he spoke to the cardiologist told him about different people who had it. Roger Black's got the same condition. You know what I mean? He was an Olympian. Arnold Schwarzenegger's got it. So there's 2% of the population has this, but people don't realise that they've got it because they don't exercise, and they only realise in later life when they need valve replacements and stuff. What we'll do with Bo is they'll keep an eye on him now, and he'll have annual checkups just to say that everything's as it is. But he's just saying it. He's reframed it as in, if I can't do this, I'll do it differently, and I'll still do it, but at a different pace, at a different time. Which is hats off to him.
Has he been following this latest epic, Gary, or not?
Do you know what? He started on shifts, 12-hour shifts last week, and then everybody else come through to Carlisle. He was night shift, so he couldn't come with them. And he was raging because he didn't get a free meal. But he's been in touch with me every day, just asking how it's going, and you know. So they've all been the same. They're very, very supportive of what I do. My wife is, and the other day when I was through at Carlisle and I set off. Elwyn was there taking photographs. Catherine and Janet were there to make me a cup of tea and everything. And it was just, Darren's mum was there. Darren Blanks came and ran with me. He's a blind runner. And it was just lovely seeing the team together and following us around the route. We got halfway around and Catherine was waiting with ice pops. And, you know, it was just them little things that make the big differences. And
absolutely.
they were chuffed to have been there. Elwyn put all the photographs on and people are commenting on them. And it was lovely seeing them.
He's a grand lad, Elwyn, and he sends a lot of photographs to the crack for us, and he always sends when he's with you, he sends a few pictures from that as well. So
he's incredible.
Yeah, if I could just finally, Gary, say one of the proudest moments must have been when you received your MBE recently.
Yeah, obviously a very, very proud moment. I think it all came when you read the letter that you're getting an MBE. I know it's great when you go to the palace, and you know it was Prince William who actually put it on me, and when you look at the photographs, the position your family, so that when the photograph's taken, they're in the same photograph. And when you look at that and you look back, and you just it's a culmination of a lot of events over 25 years of fundraising, and it is a surprise when something like that happens, and I just think how my mum and dad would have felt if they'd have been here to celebrate with us.
Yeah.
You know,
can I ask you what Prince William said to you?
Yeah, he knew how much I'd read. How much I'd raised. So he must read a line or two that's presented to him, and then start a conversation off. And he said about the marathons 365, and he said about, and I believe you've just finished 100. And I started laughing, and he turned around to the family and he said, "Is he mad?" And they all started laughing, and you know, I was laughing. But he was very, very sincere. It was lovely.
Yeah, he seems a good type, doesn't he? Really,
he does.
Yeah, Gary, hey, great to talk to you. Won't keep you back anymore. Just have a good rest, and you get out on that road again, and let's get you somewhere down to Land's End.
No bother. Thanks very much, John.